Hello everybody, it's Michael from ReplicaAirguns.com, and today I'm going to answer the question, can I use an air gun for self-defense or home protection? However you want to word it, it's the same thing. This is another one of the questions that I get asked a lot. I'm not really that comfortable answering it because, in some places using any kind of a weapon for self-protection could be considered illegal. Really depends on your laws. For instance, here in Canada, we're not allowed to buy any type of gun for any type of home protection. We're just not allowed to do it. We can buy a pistol, we can get our firearms license, but it's for target practice, right? You can't even use a pistol for hunting here in Canada because our laws just don't allow for that. If I want to hunt, I need to buy a rifle or a shotgun or something like that. Those guns have a few less limitations than pistols do. Pistols are really regulated here in Canada, and maybe that's not a bad thing. That said, if someone breaks into my house and I shoot them with my pistol, I could be facing criminal charges. So I want to state right from the top here, this entire video is completely just my opinion. Don't take it as fact. Don't quote me. If you want to find out about your gun laws or what's legal, what's not legal in your area, even if it's Canada, don't take my word for it. You'll have to find out for yourself. Again, this is just my opinion. Some things that I would do in certain situations perhaps. But again, if I were to do something, then I would be accountable for those actions. Same goes for you. So that said, if I were to shoot somebody with a gun, whether it be a real gun like the one I have here, it's my 9mm, and by the way, I've field checked it, safety checked it, put my finger in there, look down the barrel, all of those things. Now I do have live ammo on the table, so I'm going to be very, very cautious here. None of this ammo is going to get anywhere near the gun. I have no magazines in the guns. I'm not going to be loading them. I will be taking this ammo out temporarily to show you it. That's it. Okay, so if I were to shoot somebody with a BB gun, with a real gun, could I be charged? I probably could be. I could be charged with some sort of criminal offense if someone broke in my house and I shot them. And then it would be up to me in a court of law to prove that I had a valid reason to do so, or that I felt justified, or that I was justified. Because here in Canada, we are allowed to use reasonable force to protect ourselves. We can protect ourselves. What does that mean? Now, that can mean a lot of things. Even the police have to use reasonable force when they conduct their job. They can't just shoot some kid running away from them in the back. They are, again, accountable for their actions. They have to be justified and have a reason, a very good reason, for shooting at anybody, let alone harming them or killing them. Now, we're not necessarily even talking about shooting people. If I were to hurt somebody with some other device, a bat, my fist, if they came in my house, they could turn around and charge me. They could say that they just accidentally wandered into the wrong house. They didn't know and the guy just punched them in the face. Out of the blue, whatever. Their word against mine. That said, someone came into my house. Maybe they didn't even have a gun. Maybe they had a big knife and they were walking at me and they weren't stopping. And I told them to stop. And I had my family there. So if something were to happen to me, they could go after my family next. What am I supposed to do? Let's say they had a big bat and they were about, they were getting closer and they were going to hit me with it. And let's say I had a gun. Let's say I had my gun in my hand. I was cleaning it at the time. Came in handy. And they come at me. And if I were to shoot them, I'd have to say to a judge, I could potentially get charged. It would be up to the RCMP or their police department to decide what they want to do in that situation. But I would be accountable again for my actions. So I'd have to explain to a judge the reasoning why I did that, why I felt I had to do that, why I felt in danger, or why my family was in danger. And that judge would then decide if that was a valid reason. And in that situation, I have no idea what I'd do. I'm not in that situation. One possibility might be that I would shoot them because I would fear that that person could hit me with a bat, overpower me, take my gun away, and put my family in harm. And I'm pretty sure I wouldn't want that to happen. So I would take some sort of action to prevent that from happening. And if I was charged or thrown in jail or whatever later on, well, so be it. At least my family's safe. Alright, so let's talk about air guns. Let's get back to the point here. Is an air gun a good means for self-defense in your home? I'm going to just tell you right now, I really don't think so. I think it's just a really bad idea. And let's get into the reasonings why. So let's just, first of all, let's talk about ammo. We have a BB gun here, and we have a steel BB, all right? About 5.1 grains. Shot out of this gun, you're looking at maybe 2 to 3 foot-pounds of energy, tops. Okay, so there's your BB. Here is a 9mm round that fires out of this gun, and this is about 120 grain. I'm not sure exactly. My box ammo, just ball ammo, could be a little lighter, but you can get 120 grain 9mm. And you know, the high velocity plus P ammo can shoot as much as up to 400 foot-pounds of energy. 2 or 3 foot-pounds? 400. Now, this is a 9mm, and some people say that 9mm isn't powerful enough to stop somebody who's coming at them. People have been shot 6-7 times with this ammo and still come at people. It's not like the movies. It depends what you hit. If you're shooting someone center mass, it can just go clean through them. Puncture a lung, they're still going to come. Go through organs, they're going to come. If you hit them in a vital organ or a big major blood vessel, they'll stop pretty quick, but they can still keep coming at you. So imagine how many rounds you're going to have to put of this little guy into somebody. I mean, if they really want to keep coming after you, they still will. Even if you were shooting them in the face, I mean, sure, it would hurt. Depends on you know, how motivated they were to come after you. I really don't know, but I don't think this is going to stop anybody, especially if it hits like a jacket. They're not even going to feel it. It's not going to even penetrate a jacket or thick clothing. Forget it, right? And then you have like something like this, Man-Stopper 45. This is a 220 grain 45. This thing probably, I don't even know, it's moving slower than a 9mm, but it's probably going to have at least 500 foot-pounds of energy, something in the neighborhood. A lot of energy, maybe even more. All right, let's put these away. Don't want to have them out at the same time. So, you know, really, I pretty much said my point here. The only way that a BB gun or airsoft gun or whatever is going to stop somebody, and it's maybe a valid reason, but I think you're playing some sort of game when you're doing it. You're playing with your life. Is they do look very similar, right? You know, and from a couple feet away even, you're going to think that the person has a real gun. And, you know, if the person sees that real gun and that's enough to scare them away, that's really your only chance, in my opinion, is something like that. But you know what? You're gambling with your life if you're counting on them running away or whatever because you happen to have something that looks like a gun. What if they have a gun, a real gun? Or what if they don't care? Right? People that break into your house, they're not logical people. They don't always think things through, do they? Alright, so what are your other options? You have to look at your laws, obviously. I can't tell you what is legal or not legal, or even in Canada, I haven't researched everything. But, you know, there are other options, and again, if you hurt somebody when they come in your house, they could still charge you, whether you even just use your fists, whether you even, like, put them in a headlock, or an armbar or something. They could say, oh, you hurt me, you pulled my shoulder out. I mean, there's so many things that people can ridiculously charge you with, even when they're breaking into your house. So be warned. So what do we have here? We have this. This is a throwing knife, believe it or not. That's what it's called. It's 2 pounds. This thing is nuts. I suppose you could use it to, like, it's like a baton almost. You could use it to hit somebody. This thing has a lot of weight, so you could use it to stab. You can throw it. I've seen videos of this. This is a cold steel. Basically, it's a cold steel. It's called the torpedo. And I've seen this thrown at things like watermelons and all kinds of cinder blocks. And even if it doesn't hit it point first, it's devastating. Breaks cinder blocks, especially point first. Just destroys watermelons, like big ones. I mean, it's nuts. Just going through metal barrels, like right into metal barrels and stuff, like big, you know, burning barrels. This thing has a lot of weight, a lot of force. I would think this would be a better means of self-defense than that little BB we're looking at. You know, whatever. I mean, again, you got to look at your laws and you got to look at your situation and what do you want to do and how do you want to protect yourself and your family. It's up to you what you're going to do. And I'm not here to tell you that. What about a bat? Well, I think that's better than a BB gun. What about something like a golf club? Probably better than a BB gun. There's so many other options out there and they're pretty easy to get just about anywhere. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I think I've said everything that I wanted to say in regards to air guns being useful weapons for self-defense or home protection. And this covers not just BB guns. We're talking pellet guns. We're talking airsoft guns. We're talking paintball guns loaded with whatever. You load whatever you want into them. It's not going to make a difference, okay? I don't care what you put in it. It's still not going to have enough stopping power at all to be even comparable to a real, like, 9mm or 45 cal bullet. It just isn't. So let's leave this on a positive note. What are air guns good for? Not self-protection, but they're good for shooting. They're good for just, you know, practice. Use them at home. If you have a real steel gun, you can buy something similar to an air gun and you can practice with it in the comfort of your basement target range that you've set up, if that's legal in your area, your backyard, if that's legal in your area. Cheap to shoot, fun to shoot, relatively safe to shoot, right? So many reasons to buy an air gun. Alright, thanks for watching another Replica Airguns video. Don't forget to subscribe. Check me out on Facebook and Twitter. Username is Replica Airguns. Come on down to ReplicaAirguns.com where we have our US and Canada stores where we sell air guns, airsoft guns, pellet guns, blank guns, knives, and other accessories. Thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.